Hello, friends and family. Welcome to day 47, cycle 3, day 4 of my quest to crush aggressive, diffuse large B-cell lymphoma, also known as DLBCL, stage 4, ICD code C83.39, and we're using the R-EPOCH immunotherapy/chemotherapy treatment to crush it. I think that's all I'm supposed to tell you. So thank you so much for joining me on today's journey. Let's get right into status. Nausea has been managed today, not overwhelming. Mouth pain, nearly non-existent, so I'm pretty happy about that. Weight is still up 1 kilo over my high of the range. My fluid intake was 80 ounces by mouth and 14 ounces by IV. For a total of 94 ounces or 2.78 liters. And my out was just over 3 liters, which that's pretty good. I think that I'm not I'm not always accounting for I added extra fluid to my oatmeal and, if I had soups or more veggies and fruits yesterday, that kind of stuff. So I'm not at all alarmed that my out is more than my in. It's really an issue when your out is significantly less than your in, because that means that you're not flushing the kidneys, and that puts us in the danger zone. So that's all good. Let's see. Let's get through the rest of chemo symptoms. Neuropathy, not too bad today. Hair loss, I think still status quo from what we talked about. Nose clots still, yes. Night sweats, yes. Headache, no. Fatigue a bit, but I was up pretty early this morning, so I think it might have to do with that. The red skin, yes. Brain, yes. Chemo brain. Based on yesterday's video, there was a lot of chemo brain issues there. Sorry, guys. I tried to correct with the typing, but I'm sure it was hard to listen to, so I really, really apologize. Let's see. Sleep. I did 6 hours and 22 minutes overnight. No naps, although I could have used a nap later in the day, but I did go to work, so I decided against it. My movement yesterday was only 6,000 steps. No yoga yesterday. I wasn't really feeling it. You guys know I wasn't having a great day. My vitals were fine today. So we have doctor news today. My doctor is closed tomorrow, so my scheduled chemo treatment for tomorrow has been canceled or postponed until the next day. So I have to finish chemo on Wednesday and then go in for my shot to help my white counts on Thursday, which I'm a little disappointed about because I was really hoping to feel better by the end of the weekend. So I'm not sure if that's going to push out my bad days, or maybe I'm borrowing trouble. Maybe I'm borrowing trouble and everything's going to be just fine. Fingers crossed. Additional doctor news is Friday when I was at chemo, the person at the doctor's office emailed me the short-term disability revisions, which I saw this morning and sent over to my employer. So fingers crossed that gets happening. And the big news of the day, of the month, of the 3 months, is that today I received an automated message around 9 a.m. this morning that my PET scan, that we have been waiting 11 weeks and 3 days since we first submitted it, was approved. And it's approved through, I think, July. So hopefully it'll be approved. I think that means multiple scans, fingers crossed. And then that means that we'll be able to do a scan shortly and then a scan when we finish the 6th treatment and see what's going on. So that's all great news. Very, very exciting. All right, so let me do a little bit of show and tell here. I'm going to scoot over. Ugh, sorry, I'm so old. All right, so I said yesterday that I was mildly concerned about labs. Not crazy. And I did consult some folks. So the first labs I'm going to show you here are the liver labs, which all look pretty good. All within the normal range. You could see from, when I started in November when they were crazy high and the liver had a significant mass. And now the liver numbers are in the normal. They were fluctuating a little bit, but not too much. So the liver numbers look good. So we have AST, ALT, and I think ALK-Phos are all liver enzyme, and they all look pretty good. The next one that's a little bit more concerning to me is the buncreatinine, and this is a measure of the kidney function. Now, again, still in normal, And you can see it kind of goes up and down. This one I couldn't get in the pretty chart, so it's just in the table format. And you can see this last one we did just Friday before I started treatment is just a smidge under, it's the high end of normal, which concerns me greatly because having Bill with kidney issues, I don't want to have kidney issues. That would be horrible. In any case, I did consult with some kidney folks because we have quite a few contacts, and they said, let's keep watching it. Don't freak out yet. And so I'm going to do that. I'm also going to take guidance, obviously, from my oncologist and see if they want to change anything. I think I mentioned already that the discussion about changing to a dose-adjusted R-EPOCH, where we lower some of the drugs that are harder on the body. He was going to say he would revisit it at cycle 4. My gut feeling is that he wants to revisit it after cycle 4, but let's wait and see what happens. In any case, I certainly will have a conversation with them about the kidney function and make sure that we're on top of it. But that's part of the reason I've been really very stringent in tracking the ins and outs, because I want to make sure that I am flushing the kidneys, and I'm going to make a greater effort to make it to my 100 ounces every day, even when I'm nauseous. So that's going to be a challenge, but I'm going to work on it. And hopefully that'll help. Okay, so let's take a look at calcium. Calcium was crazy high. That's actually what got me hospitalized in December. It's still now low and within normal range. It only went up a smidgen. I'm not really concerned with that. That's, it's a smidge. And then the last one that I'm sharing with you right here is the LDH. And I think I showed you this the last time. This was the one that was crazy high, which indicates multiple organs being stressed, essentially. And the last time we looked at this, it was only 1 point above the high normal. This time it went up, I forget now, I'm not looking at the numbers, I'm just showing you over here. I think it went up like 6 or 7, which I'm not even sure. I don't know a lot about the values, so that could just be a normal fluctuation. Or it could be a reflection of the kidney, right? That the kidney is at the higher end of normal. I don't know. We don't really have any way to know, but hopefully this new PET scan is going to show us what's going on in the body and give us some more information. So that's all good. All right, so those are the labs. I didn't mean to give you bad foreshadowing yesterday. There's nothing horrible there. As I mentioned already, sorry about the wiggle. Back to my bad videography. So I think that was all I had for the doctor news. Oh, I didn't. I guess I should mention also, then, no, I'll talk about that later in my to-do list. All right, so let's talk about mental health. Today, my overall mental health is uplifted. That's my word for today, uplifted. Let me give you a few quotes. Ready? Being told you're appreciated is one of the simplest and uplifting things you can hear. Sue Fitzmaurice, I think. I can't read my own handwriting, but I will make sure it's on the screen. I apologize. All right, so, and I'm going to follow this up with a new quote. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are a leader. John Quincy Adams. Now, I would argue rather than you are a leader, you could be a volunteer. So this will tie into an angel delivery coming up later. But this is overall being told you're appreciated and volunteering really helped today to uplift me. And I'm going to talk about that a little later. So it was a good day, I think, overall. All right, so I'm going to talk about my to-do list. I did go to work today. I did revise these new notes, so I looked at the notes that I had taken yesterday. If there was any gaps or missing data when I was doing the video, I made sure to add that to the notes. So it's kind of an iterative process till I get to the right stage, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. I set up a new recording area because my tripod was part of the light that I'm returning, although UPS did not show up today, surprisingly. Not so surprisingly, because we have a monstrous amount of snow outside. Like on the back deck, it's at least 20 inches right now, and it's supposed to snow overnight, so it's been coming and coming and coming. Which leads me to the last one. I am wearing my last bag of the 4-day infusion. I will be done tomorrow afternoon around 1:30, between 1:30 and 2. I could look at the exact time. The nurse came today, which was miraculous. She was supposed to be here at 12:40. She called me around 12:30. She's like, I've been trying every way. I can't get there. The main road that was not my road, but the main road connected to my road, where if she had to, she could have walked, 6 houses down, was undrivable. She couldn't turn onto it from either direction. She came from all the directions. I don't know if she hunted down a plow or if she called the township, but she was like, I got to get to her. She's got chemotherapy. And she was about an hour late, which is fine. But she, really went above and beyond to get here and make sure that my treatment got going. So that was quite lovely and very appreciative. And I'm in my last bag of the 4 bags, so I'm very happy about that. And then my last thing for to-do list is I had several suggestions to just keep the red hat the way it was, and then a couple that said, well, you already have several bucket hats, which I agree with. What can you do different? So, sorry, I'm hooked up in my key. There we go. It was hooked up in my IV lines. I couldn't get it up. So I made some revisions to the red hat. I don't know if you can tell. It's not really a bucket anymore. It's got more of a brim on it. And I have enough yarn to do some more black. So tell me what you think. I could do more black on the brim and make it a little wider. I even have some floral wire here that I could wind into it or crochet over to, make the brim, not as floppy if I wanted. I have a little bit of red left. So if I do add more black, I could do like a small red brim, just to bring it back to the red if we wanted, or I could keep it just black. So this is what I got. Any feedback, I'll take it. A little bit of me is leaning towards making it a little wider and adding the floral wire so that I can, control the flop, but I don't know. This, I think you can see, has lots of holes up here, but I did make this pretty dense, so this would protect my face and skin as far as sun goes. So that was the red hat. I did make some revisions, so that's part of my to-do list today. I'm still hooked up in the IV. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so on my to-do list, I still have my week summary. I have my cycle 1 compilation, my cycle 2 compilation. I didn't give those a whole lot of thought today. I forgot to mention, when I went to work this morning, I did go in a little earlier, and I have some training due for my employer, and I tried to get that going, but it took me a little bit of time to figure out what classes to take and so forth, so I just transitioned to work, but I do have like a plan now. So I hope to get that done with this week or so that'll be on my to-do list, although I did not write it down. I did pack my light because UPS was supposed to come today and pick it up, but they obviously did not come with all the snow. I did not do the electronic record of the dialysis. I just turned a page in the notebook and kept writing it down, so I still have to do that. I had expand red brim, but I already did that and I shared that with you. So that is my to-do list. I'm going to say overall, let me keep going. So angel deliveries. So number 1 on my angel deliveries today are my neighbors. Several of them came today to help us clear out the driveway enough that the nurse could get in, and so that we weren't totally stuck in case there was a medical emergency with snowblowers and such. So very, very appreciative for their help. And Sam, who had a snow day today, believe it or not, even though he's totally virtual from here for school, for college, also was out. We had to do some pathways to get to the garage and so forth and so on. So again, very appreciative for all the help, the muscles and the help that we got to be safe and to be able to have the nurse get here today. So that was fabulous. Let's see. And so this is the last angel delivery, and I'm going to call them out. It's usually my angel deliveries are somewhat anonymous, but this one won't be. And this ties back into my mental health and uplifting. So Team 75, my FRC robotics team, or the FRC robotics team that I mentor, 6 days ago, got lost in the email. I didn't see it. Sent me a tribute email, or video, I guess I'll say, and it was very touching and meaningful to me. And I really, really appreciate it. It was very uplifting and impactful. And it definitely powered me up and gave me a lot of energy today, despite the fact that I only had 6 hours and 22 minutes of sleep. Prednisone probably helped too. And the video had current and past members and my and mentors that I work with on a regular basis. And the thing that made it so meaningful was it wasn't just this year's students, it was last year's students and some students from prior years, even beyond that, to years where, I don't know how to articulate this, the right thing, right? They're in high school, they move on to college, and you don't come back to high school, right? You're moving on, you're growing. But a lot of them, I'm not going to say they came back, but they did take a moment out of their time to record a video and send me the message. And the messages were beautiful. And they were not just, we're behind you, we're fighting for you, we love you, we support you. They were, you had a meaningful impact in my life in this way, and they were very concrete. You gotta love an engineer or a tech kids. You gotta love them. They're like, you did this, you did this, you did this. I didn't think I liked it, but it was very helpful. And today, 4 years later or 3 years later, I can see how the guidance you gave me has helped me succeed in these ways, and so forth and so on. And so incredibly meaningful. Of course, I bawled my eyes out, but I was so uplifted just from their appreciation and their support, really, that they took the time out of their very busy lives, right? They're busy college students these days, and they supported me in this way. So I can't say how grateful I was. It was just a very fabulous experience. And also, I've been, there's even been some comments in the comments to these videos and personally about, it's hard for me to believe how dedicated you are to the robotics team. And I always feel like, the robot, it's kind of, I don't know how to articulate this nicely. It's not really about being dedicated to the robotics team. It's about being dedicated to the students. To me, like the most impactful part of volunteering with the team is that I am helping to produce well-rounded, well-adjusted, contributing members of society, in my opinion. Because yes, I want them to develop confidence in their tech skills, in their communication skills, in their business skills, typing a business email or presenting, and all those types of things. But in addition to that, I want them to be aware of their community and contributing to their community with tech, with the things we're doing this year, crocheting and PPE, donation of PPE, a donation to animal shelters and food banks. Like, be aware. And, it's not just about me, it's about the entire community. And we're making a difference. And I think that's really my passion for the volunteering with the robotics team. And today's video really reinstated that. So I want to thank all the students and mentors that took the time to provide me with that support. Thank you. Thank you very much. We love you. Remember, every day is a gift. Live it.